Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pace Studio on the Road. We're live right now at the Ilegal Mezcal headquarters in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, with Eugene Hoots from Gogol, Bordello. Eugene, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Dude, it's great to see you always. We really appreciate you coming and sharing some music with us today. We're going to hear a lot of brand new ones, man. We're hearing music from Knack for Life, which is forthcoming. It'll be out in the world at some point, and I want to know what you feel like doing first today.
Man, you sound like really top in the now. Literally. So I'm already doing new ones now?
You can do literally whatever you want.
Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, actually this one was just, we drove it in this last tour, this New Year's tour, bunch of shows, you know, and that seemed to be actually crowd's favorite. And it's kind of good to listen to a crowd too and see what they chime in on. I think it's like a strong contender for leading track on a album. Nobody wants, they know it all. Nobody cares what they can't control. Just dance, 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 dance around the fire. There is always deeper meaning, there is always deeper level, but we pick the one that we can handle. And just dance, 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 dance around the fire. We're gonna dance, 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 dance around the fire. Whoa! Floating on ice flow. We're gonna dance, 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 dance around the fire. Whoa! While we are floating on this ice flow. Nobody cares if you know it all. Nobody needs what they can't control. May you be a secret knowledge fountain. There is always deeper meaning, there is always deeper level, but you pick the one that you can handle for now, while the other ones are still await you. Oh yeah. Pyrotechnic Zacharias in the age of Aquarius, and a living vicariously and hit all the prime. But under these names and under these lives and under these stars at this one at time, we dance, 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 dance around the fire. Whoa! Floating on ice flow. We're gonna dance, 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 dance around the fire. Wow! While we are floating on ice flow. Ain't it funny how the life had always got your latest number? Gonna track you down and shake you out of slumber and make you dance, 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 dance around that fire. Well, there is always deeper meaning, there is always deeper level, but you pick the one that you can handle for now, while the other ones are still await you. Oh yeah. Pyrotechnic Zacharias in the age of Aquarius, yeah, living vicarious and hit all the prime. But under these names and under these stars, oh, there's only this one only time. Dance, 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 dance around the fire. Wow! As we floating on ice flow, we're gonna dance, 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 dance around the fire. Wow! As we floating on ice flow. Dance, 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 dance. Gonna dance around the fire. Wow! As we floating on ice flow. One more. Here we go. Where are you now? my compañera. Your baby class stuck in my chest. Where are you now, my sonidera? Oh, Tokyo from the nest. We stepped together in a river. We traded fever for turmoil. Last time I saw you was in the middle. So did you ever reach the soil? Where are you now, my compañera? Your baby claw stuck in my chest. Where are you now, my sonidera? Oh, Tokyo from the nest. Where are you now, my compañera? I'm beating bricks from town to town. Where are you now, my sonidera? I'm at my final down. Like through the winds, then I myself. Would you like with our aisle? Oh, Mezcal, you ever see warrior that's more fragile? Jet lag, hangover, malnutrition. You can't fly in this condition. I never know when I intervenes. Out of the window will be my mission now. My compañera, your baby clock stuck in my chest. Where are you now, my sonidera? Oh, don't go round the nest. Where are you now, my compañera? I'm beating bricks from town to town. Where are you now, my sonidera? I'm at my final down, yeah. I'm at my final down, yeah. I'm at my final down. Ah! At my final down. Let's get this place going, yeah, you know. And I
Cheers. Cheers
thank
to you,
Thank
Eugene.
you for
All right.
for the
Here's
source.
to us, here's to health, here's to you.
Yeah, man.
Knack for life. Man, so you've had a big day already. You're coming home from work right now. You've been at the studio all day working on the brand new material.
Yeah.
Can you tell
That's
us?
why I was late.
Yeah.
I was coming
Can you
from
tell us where
unexpected
you're
route.
at? Is everything written and being recorded right now, or where are you at in the progress in the new stuff?
Well, it's pretty much already in the mixing stage because it was a really every record we made was like basically starting a whole another jungle. And this one, I think the last record we made, Seekers and Finders, was almost like pinta-pointical of like making symphonic punk rock. Like we took it as far as we could with like, it's punk rock with symphonic arrangements. We took time, but punk rock is not about symphonic arrangements, okay? So we explored that because I was always on this fucking mission, you know. Everybody learns in art school that less is more. I know. My uncle told me that when I was 3. He's a painter. I get it. But you know what? More is more. That's another. So I was on that mission for a while. And okay, so we explored it. But this last tour, the tour before last one in September, which was so cathartic, you know, after coming out of this special time.
This mess.
Coming out of the mess. And it was like, because we're two people down, you know, some people had to get off the road because they caught the cooties, you know. And so I had to grab electric guitar and kind of compensate. And I just realized, man, that's such a powerful thing, electric guitar. You know? I mean, I played it for a decade before I ever picked up acoustic guitar. So what I'm saying is that the record was inspired by that very original drive of being in punk rock band that just getting through things, you know, and getting from. There's no need for over rehearsing. There's no need for being symphonic. There is just need for being instant impact, and possibly even going even beyond punk rock, more like to hardcore kind of state of, you know, execution.
Well, I mean, there's a time and a place for both. I've been listening to Seekers and Finders a lot, and there is a place for the symphonicness. It would be boring, I think, if you made 2 of those records in a row. So it's awesome to see some dynamics to it and strip it back a little bit and listen to what your uncle said when you were 3 and just go for it straight ahead.
The life itself, like, basically, you know, gives the, you know, it provides the vacuum which you need to jump into and fulfill. So our... this reconnection with like very, very foundational energies of Gogol Bordello is just really basically in the stars. And I'm kind of like this time. I usually write on acoustic guitar, you know, take a long time to review everything. And this time I got off the tour, grabbed an electric guitar, wrote entire record in like 2 weeks. And because I was inspired in my cellular, in the cells of the fingers was this energy of overcompensating and kind of you know, catharsis of really kind of getting things back on a track and in instant impact. And so I wrote it on electric guitar, you know, so it's already loud as fuck coming out straight out of the gate.
Nice, man. Well, dude, I cannot wait to when it is available to be listened to. I'm glad that you're in the studio mixing it right now, and it sounds everything you played so far on the acoustic with us here today for an audience of 3 people here. There's a ton of people watching right now. There's a lot of people that are really happy about this music. And cool. And Eugene, the internet, it's time for the comment section, because you're wondering whether the first one is going to be the lead track off the forthcoming record, right? Uh-huh. So comments, please, man. Let us know what you think. And cheers to you. This is great, man. We're just drinking in the middle of the day, listening to music, and there's a lot more coming up, man.
Yeah, I want to play another new one. This one calls, yeah, focus coin, not Bitcoin. Focus. Have you noticed you can't focus? And if you can't focus, how can you notice? They got you still running on the fumes in a city of a rocket of pendulums. How ain't no way to verify. Verify. They got you rocking on the fumes in a city of a rocket of pendulums. There is only a way to nullify. And you got the feeling that with all that they're trying, some of the time they have to be lying. Of all the good that they are trying, right? But over the gate, there's so many lying. Over the gate, there's so many lying there. Lying and lying all the time. Yeah, lying. All of them are lying. Lying and lying all the time. Secure ones looking where else to join. The ones who overlooking, collecting mine and their focus coin. Yeah, they got themselves rocking the bones in a city of ringing the pendulums. There ain't no way to verify. Verify. Rocking on fumes in a city of ringing the pendulums. There is only way to nullify. Don't follow leaders, check your pocket meters. I'm out of leaders, so many leaders. Don't follow leaders, check your Geiger meters, yeah. Oh, then you're feeling so many trying and so many goods. They're trying, but all of them are lying, and all of the time. Silence is important. Lie, 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 lie. All of them are lying. All of them are lying, and all of the time. It's true and right, baby, yeah. Lie, 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 lie. All of them are lying. All of them are lying. Lie, 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 all that time. Yeah. How high is the water, mama? 6 feet high and rising. How high is this information, Papa? Oh, it's called caramelizing. I had me a woman, she moved forth, ran off with my best friend. Now they're living at flat Earth. Yeah, I got you running on the fumes in a city of a rock and the pendulums. There ain't no way to verify. 35, they got you running on the fumes in a city of a rhythm and pendulums. Oh, better than a phone, I guess I'm not out of fire. And you get a room with a view to try. Some of the time, some of them lying, but the haters, better to crying. You got a feeling that we'll do the try. Some of the time, but some of them lie, but all of them are lying, and all of the time. Yeah! Lie, 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 lie. All of them are lying, lie, 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 lie. All of the time. It's true and tried, yeah. Lie, 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 lie. All of them are lying, lie, 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 lie. All of the time. Oh, yeah, ain't no hocus pocus, but they're well proven. Very well proven style of old-fashioned black magic gold. Lie, 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 lie. Lying all the time and lying all the time and lying all the time and now. Yeah! Lie, 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 lie. All of them are lying. All of them are lying. And all of the time.
Dude, you are on fire right now, man. It's wonderful catching you at the end of a work day when everything's all loosened up, all the juices are flowing. We can tell, man.
It's Mezcal doing the work.
Yeah, the Mezcal helps, man.
I'm
Cheers.
just sick, man.
Man, I just ran out of Mezcal. That is unacceptable. I think there's more.
I still have right here some.
200 more bottles back there, maybe.
I got right here some.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Ukrainian experience, the Ukrainian culture in New York City, just for myself personally, like Ukrainian restaurants or any Ukrainian cultural experience that you think is worth doing as a good intro to Ukrainian culture here in New York.
Well, I would be kind of imposter if I'd be doing some kind of intro, because I'm like the dude who like chimed in when it was like going strong already, you know? It's been going forever here, like the roots of Ukrainian community immigration like run back into like 19th century here, you know? So like, you know, Ukrainians like ran that place here on the Lower East Side, you know? And I'm not so, you know, I'm kind of more on the rutical side of things, so I'm not gonna tell you any like trendiest kind of like a entrepreneur kind of restaurant, but Veselka I can go to, you know, I can tell you that, but everybody's already been there, so it's like, yes, repeat that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt that they're open till whatever, like 3 or 4 a.m. or whatever. I've never been there before midnight. It just doesn't hurt that
they kind of are consistently fantastic, you know? It's not like I don't know how it's supposed to taste. I know how it's supposed to taste, and it's very close, you know? It's very close. Yeah.
What about here? So Ukrainian Village, for sure. I mean, obviously it's got it right
that's
in the title,
roots
so
in New York,
makes sense.
East Village, Ukrainian Village, and like people who really, why I felt home in New York was like, you know, for Ukrainian art community, really like, you know, the theater and music circle. Yeah, like that lives literally above like the Veselka. I mean, above Veselka there's a concert hall, but you know, to the next exit.
How about in this neighborhood? I mean, I know the Polish community is strong here in Greenpoint.
Yeah.
Is there a Ukrainian experience to be had within a mile of where we are at
Yeah,
right
I
now?
threw up around here back in the day, quite a bit.
So that's the authentic experience.
I can't really remember. There were some places. I mean, I was invited to DJ here so many times. We played War so many times. So. But you talking about that kind of Ukrainian experience? Yeah, we got it done.
Yeah. It's a wonderful place for a zhivits and a sausage, man.
Well, and most importantly, catharsis. Most importantly, I think, if you kind of skeleton down the kind of emotional experience of immigration, which is always terrible because you're transplanted and your vortex is gone, like where you thought like here's some milk, here's some raspberries, here's your mother, like all of that is just like oh, it's not available. You're like, who the fuck is that, or what's that, like is that the like it's not that. So you always get that that like desolate, it's like tinnitus, but it's like it's a different, it's like emotional tinnitus. You're just always like, there's a feeling of desolateness that you need to overcome constantly. Not that other people who were born here don't have to deal with certain things similar to that, but it's a little bit more extremized. So when you see elements of your own culture, it's very like healing. And what's particularly healing is that the diasporic culture, this is a really interesting thing that just kind of kicked me in the face, is diasporic culture has a very particular quality of preserving original culture in a greater way than it is back in the origin. I've been many times blown away, a great many times blown away by folkloric like repertoire of just like some dude who's just like a car dealer, but like if you like, or like a whole round of Ukrainians from like Canada and Pennsylvania and New York like coming together on some occasion and like kicking in some serious bucket of folklore, choreography and singing wise, that sounds like you were like transported back into 300 years ago. Like that in Ukraine you can only see like on television or in Karpate in the mountains. Yeah, like they have that there. But for the most part it's kind of like urbanized and watered down and blah blah. Here it's like really hits you in the face and you're like, yeah, that's like a knuckle
really amplified
fist
in the
of
diaspora.
that. It's very well preserved.
Yeah.
Similar with Ireland,
Yeah. Dude, there's a song in there somewhere, man. That phrase that you just said, emotional tinnitus, there's a song in there somewhere.
It's single right there. Emotional tinnitus. Get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So soothing.
So are we going to do more brand new stuff? Do you want to do another one from Knack for Life, or what are you feeling right now? Do you want to do emotional tinnitus right now?
I've been fighting my emotional tinnitus for very long decades, and I think it's kind of chilling out finally. I'm chilling finally. No, what are we doing? What is this? I don't know. This is E major, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh! Hard time coming around today your way. Hey, you're gonna raise it above someday. Organize your life and figure it out. Huh? Or it's gonna get you without a doubt. Hard times, I'm being pushed into the mold. Hard times, I feel like I'm growing cold there. Mezcal! Well, that was obviously a little detour into Cro-Mags.
Yeah.
Hardcore classic. Hard Times, which is like kind of music that I think is gonna really come back super strong. And I think everybody is already subconsciously craving this sense of direction kind of music, where which played incredible role like in the 80s and in the 90s too. But I think personally, I think it's going to come back very strong, because there is just a severe need for authenticity in music with a substance, you know. So I'll drink to that, you know.
Well, yeah, speaking of drinking to that and music with substance and substances in general, and us being at this wonderful Mezcal place right now, I think we would be remiss if we did not do a bit of alcohol, both actual alcohol and some
Let's do it, man.
sonic alcohol as well.
God damn it, this
It's kind of strange to drink the rebirth of, a huge section of hardcore movement was straight edge, you know, but we'll cheer to that as long as it has aesthetic and direction and a certain principle. That's already great enough, because I think there is a severe lack of principles at this point here, you know.
Cheers. Cheers to straight edge. Cheers to you. Cheers to Knack for life.
Knack for life, for sure.
Good Lord.
And Knack for Life being the title of the new record is really actually kind of comes out of observing how it's not that like there's a conflict of generations now. It's just like in the past, what we were able to observe through like literature and our own eyes is just something like a conflict of more experience-driven generation that just like came from war. Like, I don't know, my grandparents were all like wounded, you know, like I grew up with people who like had like a wound in their shoulder or on their leg or in their chest, you know, and like that stays with you because it's not nothing. Yeah. It's like, so grandma, if that like would be not here but like here, like I would not be here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like they would go on and some kind of like tales about that. They'd be like, they were very cool about it. They never wanted to really talk about that. But now we're observing like generation of generation that just like has like a severe absence of any real life experience except for really dealing with, you know, screens, numbers, things that are preposterous, you know. And the people who still can have connection to understand that that's one side of life and there's a whole other side of life that's still happening. I think it's like needs to be supported and kind of, yeah, you know, promoted.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so little of it. It's kind of mind squishing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like potentially the mess that we're in right now is probably the closest that a lot of people in this generation have come to a proper catastrophe and a real visceral experience like the ones you're talking about, like wounds of war. I mean, this is happening right now, and it's a real thing. It's probably the closest thing that a lot of people have gotten to actually stop being so distracted by the phones, stop being so distracted by the screens, and be involved in real life. So it's, I mean, I'm not sure I even have a point here at all, but I appreciate the way that you say it, because the way you say it sounds like the truth, man.
Well, I mean, there, you know, every generation has its own homework to do. We did it. The guys before us did it. The boys and girls after us will do it. It's a perpetual thing. But the cycle that remains to be pretty undisputable is that, you know, the hard times make people that are stronger, and stronger people create greater times, and the greater times kind of create this like cradle for infantility, where everything goes back down into shit and bloods and bits and pieces, and and gets a kind of a moronic perspective, and then it has to again like rebirth through that, through all that kind of weakness need to weed out and become transmute itself into strength, and the cycle begins again. We're not the first one or the last ones. This is the kind of thing that really like baffles me about the modern time. Like now, it's just people really think this never happened. It's like, listen, yes, it was not as documented because there was not everybody could just run up to fucking computer and start, documenting it. But it's been going on for thousands of years. These very same issues we're dealing right now with have been going on for thousands of years. And lack of education and lack of knowledge of history explains why people can't connect two dots and realize that we dealt with this. And we dealt with it successfully because we're still here. Go, I don't know, grab like some like Marcus Aurelius Meditations. Like that guy like survived 2 pandemics in his lifetime, had to rule entire state. It was corrupted as hell. And it's like what else fucking new, It's like, no, oh my God, this never happened before. What are we gonna do? Let's cry together. Like,
well, I mean, your point,
you know what I mean? Like,
your point about it making people stronger and things getting sweeter is very much true, man. I'm having an extra good time right now. Obviously, the mezcal helps, but it's like, I mean, there's not that many opportunities to do this stuff that we're doing right now. So it does feel extra sweet, and I do feel like we're stronger for having gone through this adversity. We're still in the middle of it right now. But being able to really appreciate the opportunities to do this when we have these opportunities.
Absolutely.
Extra
we got to
special,
keep the life alive, man.
Yeah.
If like life doesn't feel like you're like keeping it alive, it's going to be like, fuck off, bro.
Man, how do you feel about some alcohol?
You mean music-wise, or?
Yeah, either way, dealer's choice. You take that question as it, however you like.
All right, so there is that song. I know what you're getting at. That is the song without which. Without which no show is possible. Yeah, oh yeah, you've seen me walk on burning bridges. Yeah, oh yeah, you've seen me fall in love with the witches. And you know my head's been held inside my stitches, yet you know I did survive all of your lovely siege. You know that I'll pick up every time you call, just to thank you one more time. Alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. And you know that I'll pick up every time you call, just to thank you one more time for everything you've done. I'm sorry some of us given you by the name. Yeah, oh yeah, 'cause without you nothing is the same. Oh yeah, I miss you so. Every time we break, just do it. I don't know. Every time we wake up, and you know that I'll pick up every time you call, just to thank you one more time for everything you've done. Ooh. alcohol, alcohol, and you know that I'll pick up every time you call, just to thank you one more time for everything you've done. Alcohol, oh alcohol, alcohol. Who is crawling up my spine? Alcohol, I've been waiting a long, long time. Alcohol, screw a light bulb in my head. Alcohol made that ceremony be happy or sad. You know that I'll pick up every time you call, just to thank you one more time for everything you've done. And you know that I'll pick up every time you call, just to thank you one more time. For everything you've done. That's the end. This time.
Wow. All right. Eugene, cheers to alcohol. Cheers to
Cheers
you.
to that.
Cheers to
that.
Knack for
Cheers
life.
to resilience.
Yeah, good luck to us for the rest of the day. This is our first session of 4, and I'm feeling pretty warm and fuzzy right now. So, man, we got some music to hear and some music of yours coming out in the future at some point. Knack for Life will be out, and dude, thank you so much for coming. And,
I want to
sharing
do
with
one
us
more.
today. Yeah, dude, hell yeah, play all afternoon if you like.
People say that I'm insane, victim of society, just in pain. Society rules, they make me grow, but I'm just the opposite, I ain't no fool. So why am I going insane? Why am I the one to blame? Why am I going insane? Why am I the one to blame? So open your eyes, don't tell me lies. I'll be the one to live and rise. Society rules, they make me grow, but I'm the opposite, I ain't no fool. So why am I going insane? Why am I the one to blame? Why am I going insane? Why am I the one to blame? It's just insane. This is just from the back pocket, you know. That was Agnostic Front. You know, this Agnostic Front and, you know, hardcore music just meant so much, like, in the early years of coming here and dealing with, like, you know, transplantation and things like that. And now I feel like the cycle of that is, I completely just, I feel like that was the most important therapeutical music, like hardcore music, more even than punk, you know. So like in punk and in post-punk and all on art punk, you know, it's all sort of kind of ways of still kind of cast magic, you know, entice, and it's you know, choruses and all that, and it's kind of like, as hardcore is about breaking the spell, you know. It's like 2 words, that's all you get, like that's the chorus. There's no 4 lines, there's no, you know what I mean, like this is it. Yeah, it's very the chorus, like hard times, like that's all you get, that's the chorus.
Yeah,
or
that's all you need.
boiling point. That's all you get. That's the chorus. You know what I mean? Turn it around. That's the only chorus, you know. And I think that I think that kind of mentality and regrouping and focus is really, really, really where it's at these particular days. You know, I hope so. I vote for that. You know.
Man.
And it's also amazing to see bands like that, you know, that, I mean, I basically kind of came out okay because of that, being ability to feel like included in a circle of hardcore scene and going to see all those bands. And I feel like hopefully that phenomena will resurface, you know, because it's kind of you can't really go and spot people like from art punk bands hanging on a parking lot outside of the show. You know what I mean? It's just not really gonna happen. As with this particular streak of music, you can, and I was there. And I think that personal example of seeing people persevere with this particular very minimalistic form of music and then see them 30, sometime even 40 years later, still stay on the track is probably the greatest example, or sometimes 50. Iggy. yeah. So sometimes, yeah, that's like the greatest example you can get out of the music of self-focus, you know, perseverance, community, resilience, and vitality, which is why we're all here, you know, to develop those qualities, you know.
Yeah, we very much appreciate your music and the sense of community, that sense of connection. I appreciate the music and the words about hardcore music, the words about emotional tinnitus, the words about
you like that
Ukrainian culture in New York City.
I overcame
everything,
my emotional
man.
tinnitus.
We really, really appreciate you
now
coming
I just
through,
have tinnitus.
So, dude, thank you for doing it, and let's just keep doing it, man. We'll see you in, I don't know, a couple months, a year, some equally interesting location as this, and we'll keep on doing it. But man, thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Respect.
That's it, man. We did it. Yeah.